I honestly can't believe that we are here. It is Royal Rumble time, and that's why we are here on the podcast, myself, Sam Roberts, and Megan Morant, to preview the 2026 Royal Rumble. We are days away from finding out who will the first two superstars be that get WWE Championship matches at WrestleMania. Does it feel like it's Royal Rumble, not season, weekend?
Not entirely, but it certainly will on Saturday. And
Yes.
I mean, gosh, I feel like this year specifically, Sam, there are so many cases to be made for who could win the Rumble and what that sets in motion as we make our way to WrestleMania.
Yeah, so I think one of my favorite things about this year and the Royal Rumble and this season and everything that's happening already is that, like, the title picture is so up in the air, even without the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
The idea that Drew McIntyre beat Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship before the Royal Rumble.
Expect the unexpected.
The idea that already this year, CM Punk's defended the World Heavyweight Championship 3 different times. He defended against Braun Breaker, he defended against Finn Balor, and he defended it against AJ Styles. And if he keeps defending it at that level, there's no way you can sit there and guarantee that Punk will even be the World Heavyweight Champion going into WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and so then you start looking at all the people that are in both and you look at on the women's side, right? Jade Cargill's been dominating everybody on SmackDown, but over on Raw, Raquel Rodriguez and Stephanie Vaquer have been at each other's throats for weeks. So you look at the feels in both of these Rumble matches, and then you look at the reality of the title picture, and you realize that, like, this is one of the rare Rumbles, as much as every Rumble, sure, anything could happen, where you're looking at this going, anything could happen.
Yeah, I could see so many different scenarios playing out. And also, who's to say that the titles don't switch again before WrestleMania?
Exactly right. And how the context of the winner of the Royal Rumble might relate to a champion that we don't even know will be the champion by the time we get to WrestleMania. It's always fun, right? Because there are some years, I talk wrestling with people. I don't know if you know that.
You do?
I do. From time to time,
Do
it
you
comes
enjoy
up.
that?
I like to talk about wrestling. I do.
Good,
I do.
good,
I do.
good.
Microphones, personal life, phones, texting, whatever it is. We talk about wrestling. And there are some years where it's like, who do you think is going to win the Royal Rumble? This guy. Who do you think? Yeah, it's this guy. Yeah, it's that guy. Yeah, it's this guy. It's always, it's like, we know.
In some years, it's like a unanimous, every
That's
wrestling
right.
fan sees that it's whatever guy's turn to win the Rumble.
Or other years, it's like 2 superstars. It's
Yeah.
either this one or it's that one.
I could see both.
And I think this year, in both the men's and the women's Royal Rumbles, every time I have this conversation with somebody, you're finding different theories, different ideas, well, this person could win because then they would do that, which would lead to this. It's really, really fun.
I mean, it's crazy, too. You bring up Raquel Rodriguez and Stephanie Vaquer, and they've been at each other's throats, but there's so many different women that in an instant could immediately be in that world title picture. Liv Morgan is one of those. Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah.
Charlotte, I mean, the list goes on and on and on of a woman that just needs a moment to be back in that world title picture.
And it's always fun, you know, at the Royal Rumble, because so much focus is on the 2 Royal Rumble matches, because they're maybe the funnest matches of the entire year.
Yeah.
I think it's the best time to start being a wrestling fan. I think it's the best sort of snapshot of what the WWE looks like in that specific era. Like, I just love them so much.
It's crazy because before I got hired with WWE,
Yeah.
I had a call with Michael Cole, and he said, okay, I want you to start watching wrestling this weekend. And there's this pay-per-view on called the Royal Rumble. I think you're really going to like it.
Really?
So for me, the Royal Rumble marks when I became a wrestling fan.
It marks when you marked.
That's right.
When you became, that was the mark of you becoming a mark.
And I fell right in.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
It's
amazing.
the best, though.
You know what? I gotta call my assistant and make sure she's watching the Royal Rumble, because we're gonna lock her in. We're
Yes,
gonna lock her
yes.
in. Like, I think everybody's gonna get locked in. However, okay, you look at these Royal Rumbles, right? And so much attention goes on to this match. But then there are some Royal Rumbles where the matches on the PLE that are not the Rumble match are just as kind of noteworthy, memorable. And I think looking ahead at the Royal Rumble this year, you've got 2 massive singles matches with ridiculous implications. So let's start there. And this is crazy. This is how you know You have an insane card for a show. Let's start with the WWE Championship match. Let's start with Drew McIntyre versus a guy who had to win a singles match on SmackDown that got him into a fatal four-way at Saturday night's main event that gets him to this title match at the Royal Rumble. Sami Zayn, who has been hell-bent on getting that one championship that he's never had.
And also us, the fans, have been waiting for Sami to have this moment. Sami Zayn almost had the moment in Montreal a couple years ago when he faced Roman Reigns.
I don't think Roman would say he almost had it.
Well, we had hope.
We had hope.
We had hope that this was Sami's chance, and Sami hasn't given up. And Sami made it clear that when the year began, when the calendar turned 2026 set for him, this is the year. So we look at the Royal Rumble and we're coming up with these scenarios. Are they going to go after Punk? Are they going to go after Drew? What about Sami? And Sami in Riyadh?
Well, yeah, that's another big thing. That the Royal Rumble is taking place in Riyadh in a stadium that was built for the Royal Rumble. I have been really enjoying seeing all the superstars posting on Instagram. I saw Matt Cardona, as soon as his plane touched down, he went right to Six Flags.
He had to.
I saw Liv Morgan went right to SneakerCon Riyadh.
I love that.
It's like everybody found the thing that is exactly right for them.
Riyadh season, baby. It's got something for everybody.
It really
you
does,
know?
doesn't it?
It does.
But you're right about the location being Riyadh being so important because we know how much the fans there love Sami Zayn.
And we know how important it is for Sami to wrestle in Riyadh.
And the fact that he gets the opportunity, he becomes the number one contender in Montreal, the city where he had the match with Roman Reigns,
The city where he was born and raised.
for the title match in Riyadh is absolutely nuts. It's poetic. It's a beautiful story. But you talk about moments, and you're right. Fans have been waiting for the Sami Zayn moment for a long time. And Sami's been waiting for the Sami Zayn moment for a long time. And Sami told that story on SmackDown about sitting ringside for John Cena's final match. And his son asking him, well, why haven't you ever won?
Oh, and then Drew McIntyre coming out on SmackDown and just calling, Sami's son's father, who is Sami, a loser.
Well, he did lose the title match.
Well,
the kid's got to learn sometime.
would you like it if someone looked your son in the eye and said your father is a loser?
No, because they'd be lying. So anyway.
All right, moving on.
So there's another moment, though, that Drew McIntyre has been waiting for since this event 6 years ago, since the 2020 Royal Rumble. Drew McIntyre felt like his moment got robbed because he won the 2020 Royal Rumble and had the whole world at his fingertips and headed into WrestleMania to face Brock Lesnar, and the world shut down. And his moment, quote unquote, happened in front of nobody.
Mm-hmm.
There was a fan on the ceiling. It was nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody was locked down.
After one of the greatest Royal Rumbles of all time.
My favorite Royal Rumble so far. We'll see how this weekend goes. But that moment that we saw on SmackDown, and look, it's a different Drew McIntyre now.
Oh, yeah.
He's a villain. Drew McIntyre. It was as heroic as anyone has ever been in 2020. In 2026, he's a villain.
Mm-hmm.
But regardless, Drew McIntyre walking out of that cage in the 3 stages of hell was a moment that he had been waiting for all those years. And I think that you can't discount the fact that this whole run that Drew is on, to ignore that and say, well, Sami deserves his moment at the cost of Drew's moment would be the way that Drew looked at it. Like, I've been owed this for years now. I understand Sami wants a moment, but bad timing for Sami Zayn, I think, is how Drew McIntyre would look at it. And I mean, I have to imagine, look, there are a lot of people who wonder, how long is Drew actually going to hold the title for? Kind of won it out of nowhere. Is he going to lose it out of nowhere too? Is this scenario like too perfect? If we're going to be trading the title around leading up to WrestleMania, wouldn't it be perfect for Sami Zayn to win in Riyadh?
Yeah, it's kind of wild because you think about who's held the title before, right? And it's Roman Reigns.
That
it's John
specific
Cena.
title.
Yes, it's Roman Reigns, it's John Cena, it's Cody Rhodes,
and it's Drew.
It's Drew
That's
McIntyre.
It.
And so when we look at these title reigns, especially Roman Reigns' title reign and Cody Rhodes' title reign, those were long title reigns.
Yeah.
Does every title reign have to be that long?
No, I mean Cody's second clearly wasn't that long. John's wasn't that long. And I think that that's a reality of WWE, that sometimes they're long and sometimes they go quick, especially if you take your eye off the ball at any point in time. And that's definitely something that Sami Zayn's going to be looking at. What about Sami Zayn slapping Drew McIntyre in the face on the SmackDown, last week's SmackDown before Saturday night's main event? I mean, Sami Zayn just wound up and slapped Drew McIntyre across the face. I would imagine that there's a receipt coming for Sami Zayn, but at the same time, could be that bully thing. Could be that thing of like, sometimes when you hit him back, they're never the same again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wonder how that affects Drew McIntyre. And the fact that not only did Sami Zayn slap him right across the face, and at the time that we're recording this, we haven't seen SmackDown yet, so we don't know what happens there. But Sami Zayn slapped Drew McIntyre across the face. The next night on Saturday night's main event, Drew McIntyre tries to attack Sami Zayn, unsuccessful.
Mm-hmm.
Is that rage something that's going to fuel Drew McIntyre? Or is that rage something that is going to do exactly what I just said, which is have Drew take his eye off the ball?
Yeah, and we saw, as you mentioned, Saturday night's main event, Drew getting involved in a match that he really wasn't supposed to be involved with.
He wasn't even on the show.
No.
He wasn't on the card.
So don't you think, like, as the champion, you finally get this moment, you finally get this championship.
Are you talking about the Cody and Jacob match?
Yes. Why all of a sudden is Drew McIntyre? He already beat Cody Rhodes.
No, you're right. You're right.
And,
But
he has to defend the title.
I know. But honestly, like, when Drew explained why, you can ask why, but Drew explained why. And when he did that promo that he cut on Saturday night's main event, it was on, if I'm being honest, it was the first time I was like, oh, he might be in it for the long haul. This might not be one of those quick things. When he took that microphone, and he did not give Kathy Kelly room to breathe, he took that microphone from her and said, I'm the champion. If you have my name in your mouth, I'm going to come out here and I'm going to beat you up. I'm going to punish you for it. I'm the guy running SmackDown now. There's no sort of, oh, well, you know, Drew's the champion, but Cody's still the guy. No, I'm the guy. And if you have something to say about me, I'm going to show up and it's going to cost you. Now, with that as his mentality, I think Sami Zayn would beg to differ. I slapped you right across the face. You haven't done anything, Drew.
Do you think Drew, in a way, feels like a underdog champion?
100%, 110%, 150%. Yes. How many times did he step up for the world title and not get it? Yes, of course I do. Why do you think I got the siren out when Drew McIntyre won the title? Why? Because nobody expected it. Even if you expected it, you didn't expect it. Yeah, of course he views him. I believe 100% he views himself as an underdog champion. And I think character, real life, unreal, real, however you want to call it, I think that Drew McIntyre is in a position right now where regardless of what anybody's plan is, he's the one holding the WWE championship. And you're going to have to peel it from his cold, dead hands.
Do something about it.
Do something about it. That's exactly right. If you don't want me to be the champion, do something about it.
And that's what I think for Sami Zayn could be a problem in Riyadh, right? You just laid it out. He wins the opportunity in Montreal.
Yes.
In his hometown.
Yes.
He's going to Riyadh, right? The story writes itself. Sami loves to wrestle in Riyadh. It means so much to Riyadh that he's there. The crowd absolutely loves him. But is Sami running into Drew McIntyre at the wrong time?
I think so.
I do too.
I think I think there's a worse time to run into Drew McIntyre. Mm-hmm. Drew McIntyre is a guy right now that's like all that nonsense that I was spewing about myself being so great. As it turns out, it was true.
Because I got this championship.
I have the championship. Everybody else.
Look at the other guys who have held this championship. John Cena, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, and Drew McIntyre.
Dog, it's a Mount Rushmore.
I know. And you don't even like Mount Rushmores.
No, but I got to say, I would visit that one. You know, I mean, it literally is. And he's like, you know, this doesn't happen by mistake.
Yep.
And so we'll see, though. This is like his first big title defense on a PLE. He's got to come across as champion. He's got to make people believe he's champion. And he's got to beat a guy like Sami Zayn in Riyadh to stay champion. My pick, I think Drew's breaking hearts. I don't think Sami Zayn's getting that title at the Royal Rumble.
You know, it's funny because walking down the stairs into this basement, I'm like, I think Sami might do it. New champion, switch things up in WWE. Now we've had this conversation, and I'm right. And you're right. I'm going, oh my gosh, Who's going to beat Drew right now?
That's what happens in this basement.
Yeah, I
Everybody
know.
just like, whatever Sam says.
No, but seriously, I was thinking of a world if Sammy won the championship.
I think Sami Zayn winning is more possible than people think.
Of course.
And like, I think we're in a space. I mean, you look at the Royal Rumble, like the men's Royal Rumble, for example. They barely announced anybody in this thing.
But
Like-
it's full.
Well, Adam Pearce said it was full.
Full.
Adam Pearce said it's full, which leads me to believe they got a lot of plans. I saw Triple H on First Take talking about all the surprises going on at the Royal Rumble.
Which is crazy because it's hard to surprise people when you're flying into Riyadh.
But guess what? I can't fill this 30-minute thing. And I
can't
I
either.
say all that to say, if that's the vibe that we're going for, and that maybe this first quarter of 2026 is going to be all about maybe expecting the unexpected, Sami Zayn winning the title would be unexpected. For me, I don't think it's going to happen. I think Drew retains. You agree with me?
I do.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay, now we got another singles match before we get into these Rumbles. And before we do that, everybody getting together, celebrating the Royal Rumble. This is a very celebratory thing.
Royal Rumble parties are the best.
They're literally the best.
Yeah.
You get out your numbers.
Are you in any pools?
All the pools.
I know.
I'm in every single pool. All of them. I'm soaking wet from all the pools that I'm in. It's incredible. But you also got to come correct when you go to these Royal Rumble parties, and that means getting decked out in Royal Rumble gear. You can get your Royal Rumble gear right now at Fanatics and at WWE Shop. Celebrate WWE's most unpredictable event. This one maybe more so than any. With official Royal Rumble merchandise and superstar gear from WWE Shop and Fanatics. Shop now and be ready for the chaos. And I wonder what kind of chaos we get in the Gunther versus AJ Styles match,
I don't even want to talk about this match.
where AJ Styles' career is on the line.
Do you think this is it for AJ Styles?
That's a hard question to ask me.
I'll be honest with you. I do. I think it's it for AJ Styles. And
I-
that's why I don't want to talk about this match. Because it feels more real as the Rumble gets closer. When we saw AJ Styles agree to put his career on the line against Gunther after he talked to his wife, we recorded a podcast and I said, why is AJ doing this? He can't do this. He can't do this. But then I woke up in the morning. I was like, no, something's going to happen. Someone's going to get involved with the match. And AJ's still going to have a career. It's okay. We're going to get to celebrate AJ throughout 2026.
You're actually, on a rare occasion, hoping for some kind of schmozzy non-finish.
Because I don't want AJ Styles to be done wrestling. I'm not ready for it.
I'm not ready for that reality.
And then I turn on SmackDown
yeah.
and I see AJ Styles backstage with Nick Aldis. And they make a match with Shinsuke Nakamura official for the next night at Saturday night's main event. And I go, uh-oh. And then I turn on Saturday night's main event and I watch Shinsuke Nakamura's entrance. Old school with the mask. I see AJ Styles' entrance.
Alarm band.
And I go, uh-oh, this is getting real.
You
and then
felt
I
it.
watch Monday Night Raw.
Oh.
And I learned that the World Heavyweight title is on the line. And who is CM Punk defending the title against? AJ Styles. And I go, uh-oh, Sam,
We're doing a 3-day retirement tour.
I feel like this could be it for AJ Styles. And how can you argue any other way when it's Gunther that he's getting in the ring with?
You've been consistent about that too, more so than a lot of people. You're a pragmatic person, I guess,
Yeah.
where you just like, we have to deal with the reality that's in front of us. And you, I feel like, I don't know, maybe since Goldberg, I don't know when, maybe since he came back from injury. I don't remember exactly when it clicked for you, but you started bringing this up all the time. Well, like in a frustrated way. You weren't happy about it, but every time Gunther stepped in there with somebody, I go, "What do you think's going to happen?" You go, "Gunther, he's inevitable."
Yeah.
I have been on the radio all week, and I tell you, there is no topic people want to talk about more than this. And everybody has figured out a different way this match can go that does not involve AJ Styles retiring. You know why I think that is?
Because they don't want to face the reality that this could be it.
They don't want him to retire. Like he told us, remember he was on the podcast with us, I think building to the John Cena match.
Mhm.
I think it was the Saturday Night's Main Event, either the Raw or the whatever we did. We did a podcast with AJ Styles before the Saturday Night's Main Event show.
Yep, I remember it.
And he said, my last year is going to be 2026. And he said that in multiple interviews. Nobody on the planet has ever been like, my last year is 2026. It's like, oh, what are you doing in February? No, I'll be done before then.
Well,
1
he
month,
did say-
1-26. When I ask you what happened in 2025, you don't even think about January.
No.
You're barely getting the wheels moving.
No.
We're not in 2026 yet. It's just still runoff.
We're just warming up.
The 90s didn't start January 1st, 1990. We had to get the wheels moving a little
yeah,
bit.
like mid-March is really when the year starts.
That's right.
You know?
That's right. The Royal Rumble kind of starts the motion of like, okay, let's get ready. We're moving forward with the year. Not like this happened. That's the end of that for this year. I mean, can you imagine? Well, if AJ Styles retires at the Royal Rumble because of Gunther, we sit there and we go, let's go to the year in review in December of this year. The year in review. Oh, yeah, I guess that was AJ Styles last year. He wrestled like 3 matches in the year and was gone before Valentine's Day.
Well, and especially because he had the match with Cena in 2025.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of link those two together because the Cena match will be closer than December of 26.
For sure. For sure. I mean, look, I'm with you. I've said more than anybody that like Gunther is unstoppable, unbeatable, and like this whole romantic idea that I'm spewing about AJ Styles and having this year and all this stuff. Like Gunther is everything about Gunther is, no, you're not getting it because me. Like in my mind, I go, like Vegas is an arm's length. Let's just get to WrestleMania. We don't have to go any further than that. Just get to WrestleMania.
Can we just have one more WrestleMania with AJ Styles?
Just one WrestleMania.
Probably not because of Gunther.
And then Gunther's like, well, we'll just end it here. And then I'm going to end Michael Cole. And I go, relax, Gunther. Relax, dude. I mean,
And this is going to be a classic Gunther match where halfway through you're enjoying the match. Wow. Styles clash. AJ's getting in some offense.
you think AJ's going to be able to Styles clash Gunther? Gunther's a big fella.
Maybe. We got to see at least one more Styles clash if this is really it,
Oh
right?
my God. If he lost without doing a Styles clash, then we've seen
Stop.
the last one. That's crazy.
Like, this is getting emotional.
What?
I mean, AJ Styles is going to get some offense in, and then about 3/4 of the way through the match, me and everybody else is going to realize who he's in the ring with and how this ends, and I'm going to have to walk out of the room.
What if AJ squeaks one by? What if he squeaks one by and then, Gunther's rebuilds after that? AJ squeaks one by. What if Gunther, okay, what about this? Remember when Gunther tricked the official by tapping on AJ's leg that the referee wasn't looking at?
Yeah, but what does it go down in the record book as?
Oh, it's a big dub for Gunther.
That's right. And what does it mean if Gunther gets another big dub?
That's the end of AJ Styles, but I'm trying to get past that. What if, bad news, what if Gunther tries a trick like that again, but Rob Zapata or whoever it is looking? What if Gunther thinks he's out of the referee's eye shot, but the referee sees it and he sees the tap this time, and it's just Gunther just screwed up. So now we've got to continue on, but then AJ Styles gets to continue on.
Look, you can present every single case that you want, and the argument that I will have back is, but it's Gunther.
Oh, I hate that argument.
But it's legitimate.
So you've resigned yourself.
Yeah, I'm just preparing for the worst.
You do that sometimes.
I'm getting emotionally ready to be upset.
You're still going to be upset, but at least you won't have high expectations that won't be met.
I'm prepared for it.
Oh
Look,
my
I learned from Saturday night's main event.
John Cena, in December.
I learned from that.
Wow. It made you cold. It made you cold and broken.
Look what Gunther did to all of us. I mean, you heard those fans in
You
the
know-
post show.
You know what Gunther did in December of 2025?
What did he do?
He took away my childhood. I'll never, now when I grow up to be a grown up, I'll always remember that as a kid watching Gunther make John Cena tap out.
You've really grown up so fast
I can't believe
in
it.
front of all of our eyes.
I can't believe it. I don't even want to pick that. Okay, you have your prediction. I'm not doing a prediction because I'm not going to do it. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay,
Okay?
I'm good with that.
Well, listen. Regardless, I'm hoping we get AJ Styles involved with Topps Universe WWE because it's making its hobby debut. It's a bold comic-inspired take on WWE. Collecting it features a massive 300 base card set, Hall of Famers, current champions, and rising prospects, even if it has to be a legend in the set. Put AJ Styles in there. Stunning galactic patterns, vibrant color parallels bring every superstar to life. Every box guarantees 2 autographs and 1 relic. They're going to be big hits in every single rip. Chase short printed inserts highlighting iconic storylines, rivalries, and unforgettable WWE moments. Whether you're hunting grails or building a rainbow, Topps Universe is your ringside seat to the hobby's next heavyweight release. Find Topps Universe WWE on Topps.com and in stores. Well, January 30th, which I believe at the time that you're watching this might be right now or yesterday. So check that out and get involved in the hobby now. Let's talk turkey here, okay?
All right, let's switch the vibe up.
We're going to switch the vibe up. Let's get in the Women's Royal Rumble match.
All right.
So many women in this match. Of course, the winner of the Women's Royal Rumble goes on to WrestleMania to either face the WWE Women's Champion or the Women's World Champion. Up to them right now, Stephanie Vaquer or Jade Cargill.
Which, if we learned anything from last year, the championship could change on the way to WrestleMania. It did last year when Io Sky beat Rhea Ripley and won the championship.
It's a great call. We've got, just to name a few, right? Rhea Ripley is in the Royal Rumble. Io Sky is in the Royal Rumble. Liv Morgan is in the Royal Rumble. Bayley's in the Royal Rumble. Roxanne Perez is in the Royal Rumble. Raquel Rodriguez is in the Royal Rumble. Lyra Valkyria, Asuka, Kairi, Charlotte, Alexa Bliss,
Lash Legend,
Nia Jax. It's absolutely loaded, as well as you have to believe, because we don't have anywhere near 30 women announced for this match yet. You got to believe that the surprises that Triple H is talking about are not limited to one Rumble match. You know, it's the best part of the Rumble. You really never know who's coming out when that buzzer hits because of the surprises. Because, we've had TNA champions in the Royal Rumble. We've had NXT superstars in the Royal Rumble. We've had legends, lots of legends in the Royal Rumble. I saw Trish Stratus was just on Stephanie McMahon's podcast.
Yeah.
And she posted a little social video. And it was like that. She was walking through WWE HQ and going through the wall of champions. And she looked at Stephanie Vaquer and said, maybe I need to get back into this. Something like Trish Stratus has the itch. I can't imagine that she doesn't have Triple H on speed dial.
Of course she does.
And go, look, I need to scratch this itch. Who knows? But when it's Royal Rumble season, you're looking at everything, and it's all a possibility. So, okay. Do you think we have a powerhouse in this thing? Meaning one person in this match that is just going to stand out from the rest as somebody who, whether it's because they get a ton of eliminations, whether it's because they beat down a lot of women, whatever it is. Do you think there's one person that people are going to go and be like, man, that woman put on this unbelievably powerful performance?
Well, you say powerful.
Yeah.
You say power. And I look at who's in the Rumble, and you can't not talk about Nia Jax and Lash Legend.
That's where you're going.
And I'm so excited to see this because I think I think it was at Evolution, right? We had a women's battle royal.
Yeah, I think so.
And Lash Legend was so
Definitely
impressive
that was
in that. And she's leveled up ever since she got to the main roster. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what she's capable of. And just her size alone gives her such an advantage in this match. And then combine that with, being friends with Nia Jax. Now, there's no friends once you get into the Royal Rumble.
That's not what the vision says.
At some point.
That's not what the vision says.
But you look at the size of those two and the strength and power they have, the experience of Nia.
If they work together, Nia Jax has been a men's Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
If they work together,
who's stopping them?
I can't imagine. If they are on the same page. Now, look, here's the other fun thing about the Royal Rumble. They could plan all they want to work together. When they, go and get, as R-Truth would put it, Nick Aldis's balls to find out what number they are in the Royal Rumble. If Lash Legend draws 4 and Nia Jax draws 27,
that's tough.
It's going to be a real tough thing to work together.
Yeah.
Lash Legend is going to have to pull Iron Woman duty.
Yeah.
To last until 27.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing what Lash is capable of. I feel like this could be an introduction to Lash Legend and what she's capable of that maybe people who didn't watch NXT haven't been exposed to yet.
I also think that the Royal Rumble does a wonderful thing for both male and female superstars in the sense that there's a lot of people, everyone in the Royal Rumble, you look at in the context of WrestleMania. The Royal Rumble is cosmically linked to WrestleMania and the main event of WrestleMania.
It's sign point in season.
That's it. So all of a sudden, if you do have that moment when you're watching the Royal Rumble and you do go, imagine if Lash Legend wins. Now all of a sudden you're thinking about, who would Lash Legend face at WrestleMania? What would that match look like? Would that match main event one of the nights? And now you have that in your brain, the idea that Lash Legend, whether it's this year, whether it's another year, could be a WrestleMania main eventer.
Well, and then you talk about working together in the Rumble, and I think of the women's tag team division, which is just so deep right now.
Yep.
Lyra Valkyria and Bayley.
Yep.
Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss.
Yep.
Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. How are all these... Kairi Sane and Asuka.
Yeah.
How are all of these teams going to work together, if you will? Are they going to work together? What's the dynamic going to be like when they're in the Royal Rumble?
What's like, yeah. I mean, right. Like, does Lyra, because Lyra has had to figure out how to wake up the psychopath in Bayley multiple times. Does Lyra want that psychopath woken up?
Maybe not.
Does it make sense for or would it be better if it's like, well, what if we just eliminate Bayley before that psycho wakes up? I think the Kabuki Warriors are in a really good spot because they've figured out what their roles are. Kairi is there to help Asuka win.
Mm-hmm.
And Kairi is fine with her plight in life, I suppose. But I think that dynamic is going to be fine. Liv and Roxanne, they were on our show a couple weeks ago, and Liv said that Roxanne was her young, that she was like a mentor.
And
to
two
Roxanne.
of the
She was
three
she
final
was unk.
Yes. Well, she didn't really like you calling her unk.
Oh, that's my mistake. I forgot.
But last year, those were two of the final three contestants in the Royal Rumble.
So my thing is, I don't even remotely trust that Roxanne Perez is going to stay. I trust Roxanne Perez less than I trust Liv Morgan.
Really?
100%.
Wow.
I think Roxanne's ready for it now. I don't think she's wanting to sit under a learning tree. So I don't think that that's helpful. I think Rhea Ripley and Io Sky is really, really interesting because I think that they have a love and respect for each other and admiration and all of it.
But Rhea knows, and every night before she goes to bed, she probably thinks about the fact that she's never pinned Io Sky.
Every night, you think?
Probably.
Whew. I think I mean, look, here's what I think. You could be right. She shouldn't. It's not healthy. But it could be true. I don't think they're even going to pretend to be on each other's side. Wow. I think they're going to be like, look, we're cool. I respect you. You respect me. But we both are competitors. We're the best. Sorry. Io Sky and Rhea Ripley are the best.
We'll talk later.
Yeah. We're the best in the women's division. I'm in this to go to WrestleMania. I'm assuming you are too. See you at the end of this thing. I think that strikes me as how those two, Rio, would go in there. I'm very curious to see Charlotte and Alexa Bliss.
I know.
Because it's like, we keep getting told we're not friends, we're associates, we're allies, we're whatever.
I don't know, making that heart symbol.
I know. Is this the match where it's like, no, seriously, we're not friends? Right? I mean, both of them have had returns in Royal Rumble matches. Charlotte, I think, has not been, maybe Charlotte is great being in this tag team. Or maybe once she gets in that Royal Rumble, she starts smelling that WrestleMania air. She's been in the main event of WrestleMania.
Yeah, she has.
She was at WrestleMania 32. She's the one who won the match that made the Divas title the WWE Women's Championship. Charlotte Flair is a WrestleMania wrestler. Is she going to look up at that sign and become intoxicated with it and forget about whatever her and Alexa Bliss have been building? At the same time, did Alexa Bliss come back to be in this incredible tag team with Charlotte? Did she come back to main event WrestleMania? I think that all of that is going to play a part. You
know who I think has a leg up in this?
Who?
Becky Lynch.
I forgot she even declared.
Oh my gosh. Of course you did. That's classic you. You know why Becky Lynch has a leg up? She doesn't have any friends.
That's a great point. Everybody kind of really dislikes her now.
And she doesn't care.
I think she cares.
No, she doesn't.
Okay.
You know what she cares about?
What?
Championships, gold, making history, being the best to ever do it.
And making my life miserable, tweeting me
That's
nonstop.
great.
She cares about championships. She cares about winning matches. She cares about trying to get me fired from jobs.
Yes, because she cares about stopping misinformation from
Well,
being spread,
okay, so you think
which is what you're doing right now on this platform.
I don't think I am.
You
by
said
the
a
way.
lot of people don't like her, which is
You
not
said people
true.
don't like
I
her.
like her.
Oh, I forgot.
I like her a lot. And
Right.
it's not just me.
I know it's not just you. I can
ESPN,
tell how
Bleacher Report.
I can tell how much you like Becky Lynch by your Chelsea Green T-shirt.
I almost wore a Becky Lynch t-shirt today, but I did elect to wear a Chelsea Green t-shirt because, Chelsea Green also has a lot of haters, but she does have those who she keeps close to her. Her secret Hervis.
I forgot. But have you auditioned to be?
I did submit a video to be her tag team partner like years ago.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, she didn't pick me,
That's too bad.
but
I hate to hear that.
it's all right. We're still cool.
You are?
Yeah, I didn't take it personal like you take Becky Lynch's attacks personally.
Well, I'm not getting into it. So, if Becky Lynch were to win as Intercontinental Champion,
We could have another situation where she's Becky 2 belts. Wow.
that'd be so horrible right now.
Oh, stop it. It'd be great.
Becky Lynch. It could be Becky Lynch and Stephanie Vaquer. You had a WrestleMania headlined by Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior, where Hogan was WWE Champion, Warrior was IC.
A lot of people link Becky and Hogan.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people do
Oh yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Drew was doing that to Sammy on Twitter.
Terrible.
Not that nice. So we love Hogan. He's a legend. But who's winning the Women's Royal Rumble? Even though I know Becky has a leg up.
Who is winning the Women's Royal Rumble? I'm going to go with Liv Morgan.
Whoa! Becky's going to be furious.
I know.
She's really going to be disappointed in that
I
pick.
just made my case for her, though.
Yeah, but then you said she's not going to win. What kind of case is that? You'd be a horrible lawyer.
Well, Becky does have a lot of people coming after her because she doesn't have friends. So
Imagine
it's
if
going to
you
be
were a-
harder for her.
But imagine if you were a lawyer who went to the judge and you're like, here's all the reasons why my client might not have done this. And then the judge goes, okay. And then you're like, by the way, he
Well,
is guilty.
Listen, I'm not her lawyer because
Oh.
she has the biggest lawyers.
Is that the bulldog
The Bulldog.
or the bull shark?
Both.
Oh,
She has both of them.
Oh.
And the biggest wigs.
There
So
you go.
I'm not her lawyer.
good. Thank God.
Listen, for the integrity of this podcast, I have to give you who I legitimately think is going to win the Women's Royal Rumble, and I think it's going to be Liv Morgan.
That's my pick too. I really think Liv Morgan's winning this.
And it's kind of crazy because Liv Morgan, she didn't do it. Like, she didn't wrestle at WrestleMania last year, right? Or was that 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Nothing at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was the beginning of the Liv Morgan Revenge Tour.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I think like Liv Morgan having a big WrestleMania moment, 2026 is the year.
Could be massive. But I'll tell you what I know is going to be massive, and where Becky Lynch will be as well. Fanatics Fest. You heard about Fanatics
I
Fest?
have.
It's the #1 spot for WWE fans and sports fans in general. It's the
4
world's,
days this year.
unbelievable. It's the world's #1 sports fan festival. It's Fanatics Fest, and it's making its return to New York City. Fanatics is bringing you closer to the league's team superstars and athletes you love across 4 action-packed days in July. You can meet your favorite WWE superstars. You talk about a Royal Rumble. How about this one? Cody Rhodes, Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Liv Morgan, Jey Uso, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Randy Orton, Stephanie Vaquer, Tiffany Stratton, and Bianca Belair will be in attendance, as well as big names across sports like WWE superfan Cam Scatabo. You'll also be able to get your hands on exclusive merch. You can catch live podcast tickets are on sale now. And Raw Recap fans, Royal Rumble preview fans, you can get 10% off by using code RAWRECAP10 at checkout. Go do it. It'll be great. Now it's time to talk about the men's Royal Rumble match.
Can I give you my list of potential winners? I have it written down.
You had to write down the list?
Yeah, I did. There's so many.
Wow.
you ready?
Yeah.
Cody,
Okay.
Braun,
Right.
Brock Lesnar.
Whoa. I forget. Yeah, Pat McAfee.
I know.
Yeah.
Gunter doing double duty.
Double duty.
Roman Reigns,
Oh.
Jacob Fatu.
Oh.
And this one would be a surprise if he's in the Royal Rumble. He's not declared.
Huh?
LA Knight.
Yeah.
Ha 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 ha.
He hasn't declared.
Also, could be a case for Logan Paul.
Logan Paul said he's not going to work against the Vision.
He said that.
Does he mean it?
Known for being a trustworthy guy?
Man, and LA Knight could be one of those surprises
I know.
that you're looking at. And I would love to see it. But what happens when LA Knight goes face to face with Fatu?
What happens when anybody goes to face with this version of
Fatu? I mean, bad news is what happened. You're talking about the guy who went from EBT to WWE?
What did he say?
I'm going to tell you something right now about Jacob Fatu. They don't make them like him anymore. Hell, they never made him like him. That's what I think about Jacob Fatu.
You gonna keep going?
I won't. I'll. No.
Every morning when you wake up, you cut the promo in the mirror.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And I talk about, all my 7 kids, and I talk about sleeping on a mattress. I talk the whole thing because it's a mentality. You know what I'm saying? It's a mentality, and I'm there with Jacob Fatu. And I'm a day one Jacob Fatu guy. But this Rumble match is so loaded. Last year, we were having the conversations about how star-studded the Royal Rumble was. I would argue this year is even more so. And the field, I get why you had to write that down because the field is so wide.
And there's a path and a scenario for every single superstar that I mentioned.
100%.
And probably more.
What about this? He's not even on your list. We're watching Monday Night Raw on Monday. Right before the main event, a little graphic comes up. Obafemi.
Oh, yeah.
Is in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that was Big E's pick.
I mean, follow me on this. We've seen Obafemi on the main roster once. Exhibition match. Saturday night's main event. Oba versus Cody. Which means there's a world where Cody locks eyes with Obafemi. And let me tell you something. Oba handled Cody Rhodes. What does Cody think when he sees Obafemi for the first time since December walking into the Royal Rumble and realizing this is a main roster guy now and he's going nowhere?
He's going, oh, shoot.
Moreover, that's exactly what he's going. Moreover, at Saturday night's main event, Obafemi shoved Drew McIntyre to the floor, and Drew McIntyre looked up at him in absolute disbelief, feeling that power. You mean to tell me there's not a world where Obafemi enters this thing, his first official match, non-exhibition, official match on the main roster, wins the whole Royal Rumble, and the payoff to that Drew McIntyre-Obafemi interaction is Drew McIntyre defending the WWE Championship at WrestleMania against Obafemi.
I'm here for it, man. I am here for it 100%.
At the same time, it may not even be Drew McIntyre. What if Sami Zayn wins this thing? What if Roman, meaning the WWE Championship,
and then Roman wins the Royal Rumble?
What if
and then
Roman wins the Rumble and Roman goes, that's my belt? And Roman versus Sami with Sami defending the title is your Mania main event.
I love it. I love it.
I mean, what if, same scenario, Cody wins, and then he's got to choose, am I going after Punk or am I going after Sami Zayn? We could see Cody versus Sami. What about this one? Okay. Brock Lesnar FaceTimes into the Pat McAfee show. What are you doing, dude? I'm going to Saudi Arabia. I'm going to win the Royal Rumble. And by the way, here's the thing about Brock Lesnar. You were talking about Gunther earlier. When Brock Lesnar's in a match, there's a greater than 50% chance that he's winning the match.
Yep.
No matter what the match is.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Paul Heyman looked very uneasy when the entire vision was put into the Royal Rumble. He was okay with Braun Breaker, but he looked very uneasy when Logan Paul, Bronson Reed, and Austin Theory were all added to the Royal Rumble match.
Well, Paul Heyman has a deep history with Brock Lesnar, and I don't think that Brock Lesnar is the type of guy that likes to share.
No, you're probably right. You're probably
It's just a guess.
Right. If Brock Lesnar's in that match and Paul Heyman is ringside, Brock is probably assuming that Paul has a vested interest in making sure Brock Lesnar wins. Unfortunately, there's 4 men who have been running Monday Night Raw that probably feel the same way, which is going to put Paul Heyman in an interesting scenario. But let's say they get past that scenario. Let's say Brock Lesnar wins the Royal Rumble, okay?
Mm-hmm.
WrestleMania 36, Drew McIntyre beat Brock Lesnar to win the WWE Championship. Now Drew McIntyre holds the WWE Championship. What if Brock says, "Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and take my win back. Yeah, I think this is the year that I get my win back." You know, everybody's talking about the Brock Lesnar, you know, how long is it, his career and everything. What if he decides, like, enough with all that noise? I'm not on some Cena tour. I'm going to go win the belt. Like, stop.
I mean, he could break a record in 2020. He eliminated, what, 12 or 13 people?
Something like that. He could absolutely do that. And by the way, Brock Lesnar versus CM Punk is another one. You want to talk about Paul Heyman complications. What if Brock goes, "You know what? Nah, I don't need Drew. I need the guy who used to think that Paul Heyman was his best friend." And we go to Brock Lesnar versus CM Punk. I mean, listen. CM Punk was in the WWE for like 3 days before he dropped Roman Reigns' name in a promo. What if Roman wins the thing and he goes, "Drew, I beat you." Punk. Roman versus Punk.
Amazing.
All of a sudden happens at WrestleMania now. I mean, there are so many different... And
what if, though, Braun Breaker wins, and then we have Braun Breaker, Paul Heyman in the Vision? I mean, it would be Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman against CM Punk.
Yeah, or he goes, "No, I want that one that Megan and Sam just said was Mount Rushmore. I want Drew's belt." Right?
Yeah.
Maybe he wants revenge against Sami Zayn. Maybe Sami Zayn's the WWE champion and Braun Breaker wants to take him out. You know, there's a million different possibilities. And
we have to talk about, you know, they say there's going to be surprises. Is Seth Rollins going to be ready?
I feel bad for Seth Rollins because he keeps saying no. Like, he literally went on ESPN and he's like, "Hey, Ryan Clark, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not in the Royal Rumble. I'm talking to you from my house right now. I'm not in the match. I'm talking about, I'm busy right now. I'm doing commentary about dudes climbing up Taipei skyscrapers."
Unbelievable.
I'm doing some sports journalism. I'm not in this Royal Rumble. And all of us wrestling fans.
And I mean, Seth is very truthful all the time.
Problem.
He's never deceived us once.
I feel bad for him because we all just watched Unreal.
He's the boy who cried wolf.
Yeah. We just saw you wanted your kid to lie to her teacher. We saw it. Like, what are you talking about?
Poor Miss Joy.
Miss Joy, God, good thing she wasn't leaking to the sheets. You know?
It'd be great if she had.
Who's the leak? I think it's Miss Joy. But yeah, I mean, listen. I mean, that's kind of the fun of this, that anybody on the injured list right now is like right front and center. Like, I don't care what that dude says. He's fine. He's there.
Get him in there.
Yeah. But it's 100% something that's in people's minds as they're looking.
Until all 30 participants enter, you never know.
You never know. You look at everybody on the injured list is possible. Anybody on the internet even hints at being unsigned is possible.
Yeah.
Everyone. And it's like, yeah, it could go. There's like you just said, 7, 8, 6, 7 different potential.
Is that still cool?
No. I
not?
just found out last night it wasn't.
It's not?
No, my kid was like, "That's old.
Oh, wow.
It's over."
You better stop.
I don't know. Maybe I can bring it back. I'm hoping it's nostalgic at this point.
Okay, boomer.
Any of those that you just read, as well as others, could win this thing, or it could go in a completely different direction that we haven't even seen. I mean, the fact that Obafemi's not a surprise, Brock Lesnar's not a surprise. These are announced participants. I can only imagine who the surprises in this Royal Rumble match are going to be. But you know who? One guy that every single person is looking past is Jey Uso.
That's right.
And you know when the last time everybody looked past him?
Last year.
And what
Royal
happened?
Rumble. He won.
He eliminated John Cena, for God's sake. Yeah. I mean, what if you're watching, and that's, again, the Royal Rumble thing. Like, if I'm watching and I go, wouldn't it be cool if Penta won?
It would be sweet.
Right? And all of a sudden you're like, oh, yeah, they could do that.
Yeah.
Look, here's my thing. I'm going to give you my prediction on this Rumble. My brain, I've been all Braun Breaker all the time. Okay? I really think Braun Breaker. But I'm also trying to put myself in the shoes that I'll be wearing on Saturday. where we will be right after Royal Rumble, by the way, instantly reacting. I think they're going to have cameras on us while we're watching the show. It's going to be a mess, if I can be 100% honest, because I am a messy Royal Rumble viewer. But I really think that the only reason that I think Braun Breaker is going to win the Royal Rumble is because I haven't seen my tribal chief since War Games.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe, I try to be self-aware. And I believe knowing myself the way I know myself, which is intimately, I believe that the minute that I see the minute that I see Roman Reigns, I'm going to go, no, that's my guy. That's the guy.
Of course you are.
That's my guy. I got to pick Roman Reigns. And I'll tell you why. Because I know the minute I see him, I'm like, that's the guy. I'm already hearing rumors that he might have a new glove, and I'm losing my mind, okay? I go, that's my guy. Because we've seen a Roman Reigns for a year and a half coming off of WrestleMania 40 in kind of recovery mode, kind of finding myself
He got
mode.
taken out on a stretcher.
Yeah. Let me put my family back together. Let me get revenge on the new bloodline. Let me get revenge on Heyman and his group. There have been all these distractions. And what I want more than anything is for Roman Reigns to go back to smashing them and stacking them. What I want more than anything, I mean, I went back and watched some of the old Roman stuff, like when he first came back, when Heyman was revealed on the couch next to him, when he just decided, like, everything, like, enough of the foolishness, enough of the storytelling, enough of the cooperating. This is my show. This is my company, my ring, my people. Reason we're here is because of me. They built a stadium in Riyadh for me. That's what is the reality of what is happening. And the reason that WrestleMania is going back to Las Vegas, because Las Vegas wants it so badly, because they want me. That's the Roman Reigns that I want back. That's the Roman Reigns that I want to see in the Royal Rumble. I want Roman Reigns to get 29 eliminations. I want Roman Reigns to just be complete return to form. I want more Roman Reigns this year than we got last year. I want him to start going through people. I want him to remind everybody. I want him to be in a position where the bloodline is not a memory, but something he just needs to unlock. And I want him to open Pandora's box. I want him to beat everybody in the Rumble. I want him to beat everybody that steps up to him. I want him to beat Bronson Reed. I want him to beat Braun Breaker. I want him to beat everybody. And then I want him to go to WrestleMania. I don't want him to win the belt. I don't want him to hold the belt. You know how long?
Forever.
At least 3 3/4 years. I want Roman Reigns' reign to be beat by Roman Reigns. That's what I want. That's my predict. That's what I want for the Royal Rumble.
Well, I have a prediction. It's not necessarily what I
Same?
want to happen.
Same?
I like your scenario better than what I'm about to present.
What Roman?
Because I don't like what I'm about to say. But unfortunately, this is, I think, the world that we live in right now in WWE. There is nobody right now that can stop Gunther.
Oh my God, not again. No.
There is no one that can stop Gunther and his maniacal laugh and what he's capable of.
Not even Michael Cole.
Not Michael Cole. Not Roman Reigns.
What?
Not
Don't say
AJ
no. Don't be
Styles.
saying that. Don't come down in the basement and say that.
Look,
You think he's gonna retire AJ Styles and then win the Royal Rumble?
I think that's a real possibility.
How do you expect Big E to do a post show after that? It's just gonna be booze.
And
It's not Gunther's concern, is it?
no. You know what Gunther thinks about those boos?
What does he think?
Loves them.
Amusing?
Yes.
Wow. Wow.
He loves antagonizing people. You didn't get what you want? Good.
I know. He told Stephen A. He said on First Take, he just goes up. He says, I really like to antagonize people. It's great. I was like, what? And you can. You have the ability to. It can't be Gunther.
Why?
That's a great question.
Why can't it be Gunther?
I mean, it can. I want it to be Roman.
We don't want it to be Gunther,
Oh,
but that doesn't really matter.
oh my God. And if Gunther wins, you know who's the last guy that beat Gunther?
Who is it?
CM Punk for the world title.
Mm-hmm.
CM Punk beat Gunther at SummerSlam for the world heavyweight title. And CM Punk has said since then, I don't even think I beat Gunther. I think I survived him.
Mhm.
It's a different Gunther now.
Yeah.
So Gunther wins the Rumble. and go? Does he go?
Well, think about this,
Well,
right?
oh my God. Who beat Gunther for the Intercontinental title? Sami Zayn beat Gunther.
That's right.
What if Sami Zayn beats Drew McIntyre, Gunther looks at CM Punk and Sami Zayn and just takes his pick and just ruins it. Because we'll be so happy to see CM Punk as champion. We'll be so happy to see Sami Zayn as champion. And Gunther goes, which one is mine? Which one of you two?
You guys want to fight over it?
Wow.
It doesn't matter to Gunther.
Wow. Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Either one for me. Either one. I owe
mean,
both of you one.
You have to think after making John Cena quit, retiring Bill Goldberg.
Well, he didn't just make him quit. He made him tap out like a bee.
Yeah, that's what Joe Test says. Tap like a bee.
That's what he did.
Makes him tap like a bee.
Bee.
Retires Bill Goldberg.
Puts him to
Retires
sleep.
AJ Styles.
What now you're going if
You have to think next thing on his list is getting that world title back.
oh,
How do you get the world title back? You win the Royal Rumble.
you're really walking into a no fun Royal Rumble. I want Roman Reigns to eliminate 29 other guys, win the belt at WrestleMania, and hold
I
it
told
forever.
you I like your scenario better than
Okay.
mine.
Well, hopefully mine's the one that happens.
Yeah, I mean, for all of our sake.
Yeah. Roman comes in at number 1, eliminates everyone.
It would be so much more fun.
It'd be the best. And look, it's going to be the best. We will be there, good, bad, ugly, beautiful. We'll be there to break it all down after the Royal Rumble on Saturday, coming to you from Riyadh on ESPN or Netflix internationally. I cannot wait for this show.
Can't wait.
I cannot wait to recap it right here on the podcast feed. So make sure you're subscribed to this podcast feed across all audio platforms. Make sure you're watching on YouTube, leaving comments, hitting like on the WWE's YouTube channel. And we'll see you after the Rumble.